if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. He can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
It's time.
Pasta and time for dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Speed of the 20, he's gone. Touchdown.
This is it. They have to score here. We're getting underway for it. Walk-off home run.
Here's a shot to the right side.
This is shaping up to be.
Here's a strike right side, too.
Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation of NAIA basketball coming to you live from the Brown Athletic Center. And we have a treat for you here today, folks, an all AAC matchup between the hometown Reinhardt Lady Eagles and the Columbia Koalas. Coming into this game, Reinhardt with a 10-5 record, 7-1 in conference play. That one conference loss coming on the road at Bryan College, 67-60. Otherwise, they have been unblemished so far in AAC play. Third currently in the conference, and they sport one of the stingier defenses in the AAC. Number one in opponents' points per game at just around 54. So it's going to be a challenge for this Koala group to try to get consistent offense against this Reinhardt group. Meanwhile, the Koalas 8-7 so far this year, 4-5 in AAC play, 6th in the conference. And they're going to do something that not many teams are able to do, and that is take down this Lady Eagle Ball Club here at the Brown Athletic Center. So Reinhardt's going to bring it up. It's going to be Isaiah McCutcheons with the ball, running the offense for the Lady Eagles. And immediately the Koalas forcing a turnover, trying to get something going in transition, and they are unable to strike first blood. Eagles now on the run. McCutcheons with it. She's going to get back and get it to Franklin. Reinhardt going to reset. Starting five for the Eagles, McCutcheons, Smith, Grant, Van Dyke, and Franklin. In the corner for Smith. She's going to pull for three. No good. Starting five for the Koalas, Weirburn, Thompson, Wilder, Pringle, and Pitts. And it's going to be Thompson slowing things down for the Koalas. Kaya Thompson, one of the better players in the conference. She's having a phenomenal season thus far, 10.5 points per game. This time the entry pass a bit too strong. Ball will go back into the hands of the Lady Eagles. Thompson around 10.5 points a game. Just over 4 assists, just under 4 rebounds, an all-around player at that guard spot. The leader of this Koala group, Anaya Muhammad, 6th in the conference in points per game. That shot will fall for the Eagles. And they strike first blood. That was Grant pulling from downtown. It's 3-0. Advantage Reinhardt early on. But this is where Reinhardt's bread is buttered here, folks. Defensively, luckily the Koalas able to find some space down low for the deuce. But a Reinhardt team, they are among the conference leaders in steals per game and blocks per game. Actually, number 1 in blocks per game. That front line of Van Dyke and Franklin so stout down low. This pass a bit strong. Grant unable to save it before it goes over and back. The ball will go back into the hands of the Koalas. This is a Reinhardt Lady Eagle ball club that has seen some massive turnover over these last few seasons. A few different players who were star players finding greener pastures, others graduating and finding their way out of the program. So now this Eagle ball club coming into what first appeared to be a rebuilding year as the Koalas get another deuce. They have proven to be among the best of the best in the conference. Now trying to put it all together and see if they can make a run up the standings. Smith attacking the basket. The scoop layup won't go, but McCutcheon's with the board. Grant trying for another. No good. Rebound Thompson. Thompson trying to push the pace. They get it up. Too much contact. Offensive foul. Grant laying her body on the line for the Lady Eagles. She's a bit shaken up, but the ball will go back in possession of Reinhardt. Grant a bit slow to get up and gonna get checked on by the trainer. She really laid her body on the line for that one. While she gets checked, we'll step away. So Grant was a bit shaken up on the play, making her way back to the bench, and seems to be all right. We'll have an update on her status if there's any changes, but probably just getting the wind knocked out of her. She laid her body on the line, drawing that offensive foul. Ball will go back in possession of the Lady Eagles, and entering the game for Reinhardt as a sub, Audrey Okoye-Blah. She's in at that guard spot. She has the ball trying to do work. Smith at the top of the key. Franklin down low. Good defensive play there for Columbia. That's Pringle coming over from the weak side. Nice defensive play. So as stingy as this Lady Eagle ball club is defensively, sometimes they have these spurts of just disjointed offensive play. Again, breaking in a few new players, a few players seeing their roles shift and increase in importance. So still trying to establish an offensive identity. That shot no good. Rebound for the Koalas. Again, trying to push the tempo and another turnover. So it's these moments where Reinhardt's offense is disjointed, where Columbia will need to try to take advantage and put points on the board, put some pressure on this Reinhardt team, because when they do get going, they generally can get on these runs where they score points in bunches. Ball was tipped away by Wilder and will go back into the possession of the Lady Eagles. McCutcheon's with it. Crossover into the lane. Smith, wing, triple, good. Three-pointer for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles, and they take the lead. It's 6-4. Wilder thought about a three, thinks better of it. Columbia moving the ball across the perimeter inside. Foul will go against Van Dyke, and Natalie Pitts, if she knew that the swing of the arm was coming from Van Dyke, she likely would have tried to get that one off the glass. Instead, she gets fouled on the pass. It will be sideline out of bounds, baseline out of bounds rather, for the Koalas. And Amaria Grant has now re-entered into the game. Lana Van Dyke also entering for the Lady Eagles. Smith It's going to be another foul against this Reinhardt group. Koala's trying to be aggressive, attacking that interior. Again, a very stout front line that this Lady Eagle Ball Club possesses. Van Dyke inside, great defensive play in the rebound. McCutcheon's bringing it across the timeline. That one gets tipped away. The ball will stay with the Lady Eagles. Anna Van Dyke off the bench, one of the better defensive players in the conference for Reinhardt. Among the league leaders in blocks per game. She was an all-defensive team member last year as a freshman. This pass will go to Londacia Smith. Smith, drop step, and a finish. Beautiful move, great footwork from Smith. It's now 8-4, advantage Reinhardt. Thompson trying to go to work against McCutcheons. Takes the screen. The wing. Pringle. Three-point shot is up. Three-point shot is off. Offensive board for Columbia and a foul. So 2 free throws coming for Deasia Feaster. This Columbia Ball Club, we see them making their mark on the offensive glass. They are number 1 in the AAC in rebounds per game, just a little bit over 42. Something to watch for, especially against a team as stout defensively as Reinhardt. Those second chance opportunities will need to come early and often for Columbia to really make a difference and try to score an upset here at the Brown Athletic Center. So a 1 of 2 trip for the line for Feaster. Ekwe Blah bringing it up. And McCutcheons is going to reset this Reinhardt offense. She's going to pull for 3. It won't go. Ekwe Blah attacking. Corner for Smith. Now to Grant. Ekwe Blah with it at the top of the key. Driving, spinning, passing. Van Dyke in the post. Van Dyke with the shot going off the mark. Missed opportunity for the Eagles. Thompson bringing it up. And the Koalas cannot convert. Another one won't go. Another offensive board for the Koalas. Open 3 will not go. This time not able to secure the offensive rebound. Columbia had 2 wide open point-blank layup attempts. They did not fall. Kicking it out to Warebond for 3. She could not get it to go. But again, that has to be the game plan for Columbia. They want to try to get as many offensive rebounds that they can and give them as many bites at the apple as they can get against this stout Reinhardt defense. Fast-paced action so far. Lady Eagles ahead, 8-5. Welcome back to the Brown Athletic Center, 8-5, advantage Reinhardt. Again, this Reinhardt team replacing some talent over the course of these last few years, but led by Coach Tony Campbell, they are right up into the mix of the better teams in the conference. Grant's 3 in and out, but they are right in the mix amongst the best of the best in the conference, sporting a 7-1 record. They're trying to do what they can do to rise in the standings and make another trip to the national tournament. Grant's bring it up. Throws it to Ekwe Blah in the corner. Back to Grant. She's going to attack. Stepping through. Tries to get it to Franklin. Franklin looking for an outlet. Ekwe Blah, triple. Gets it to go. Nice ball movement from the Lady Eagles. Great find, and Ekwe Blah finishing it for 3. It's 11-5. Wearbon with it. This one a 2. Won't fall. Columbia's had some nice looks at the rim so far, just not all together on offense. A late arriving offensive group. That's what they've been for most of this year, but they need to try to get it together because the Lady Eagles are cooking. Mondacia Smith down low. She's now up to 8 points. Thompson with it. Passes it to Wearbon, and she gets the nice floater to fall. 13-7 Reinhardt. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. McCutcheons to Ekwe Blah. Smith in the corner, trying to find an outlet. Cross court to McCutcheons. Grant last second, triggering it to Franklin. Ekwe Blah hanging in the air but can't get it to go. Follows her own shot, and the ball will go to the Koalas. If we had an instant replay, maybe we would have seen it that went off of a Lady Koala foot. Nonetheless, they will take possession. Currently trailing by 6 points. Again, they've had some nice point-blank opportunities at the rim. They were not able to get them to fall, but already attacking that offensive glass. One of the better rebounding teams in the conference, trying to use that to their advantage. We're going to get a foul here. Newly entered into the game, McKinley Brothers, a freshman from Marietta, Georgia, formerly of Mount Perrin Christian School. Now another new entry for the Lady Eagles, number 3, Tria Blaylock. Blaylock from Tiger, Georgia. Rayburn County High School. Tiger, Georgia, of course, has been made famous over these last few months by Gunnar Stockton, the starting quarterback of the University of Georgia. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Scores 13-7 at the free throw line. Micaiah Thompson. First one will go for Thompson. And the second one goes for Thompson. Perfect trip at the line. 13-9. Reinhardt's advantage cut to 4. Brothers bring it up. Inside, Van Dyke. Now Blaylock. Blaylock back to Van Dyke. Columbia here in this matchup zone trying to junk up the game for the Eagles on the offensive end. Van Dyke can't get the layup to fall. Franklin with the O board and drawing the foul. So we see Columbia kind of in that matchup zone look, really trying to give a different look to this Reinhardt Lady Eagle group. The danger in those situations is that it is very difficult to rebound when you're in a position you're guarding a zone, you're not blocking out a man. The key is trying to find somebody to get a body on, but nobody able to contain Franklin on the offensive glass. Franklin, a 1 of 2 trip from the free throw line. And she's going to exit as Lana Van Dyke enters. So a Van Dyke connection in that front court. Both Lana and Chloe in the game at the same time for the Lady Eagles. Thompson bringing it up, guarded by Brothers. She hands it off to Muhammad. Brothers has it in transition and finishes for the deuce. 16-9 advantage Reinhardt. McKinley Brothers making her presence felt on the defensive end. Danger zone for Columbia. They need to try to generate some offense quickly. 3-point basket will not fall. Ball is loose and it will fall harmlessly out of bounds for the Lady Eagles. They retain possession. Just under 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Columbia now in a 2-3 zone. Grant driving. Grant passing. Blaylock attacking. Wing. Triple. Goes. Chloe Van Dyke from downtown and a timeout for the Columbia Koalas. So far, so good for the Lady Eagles. It's 19-9. AAC action here live in Waleska, Georgia. The Reinhardt Lady Eagles in control early on, 19-9. The Columbia Koalas trying to find some sort of offensive rhythm against one of the better defenses in the AAC. McKinley brothers guarding Micaiah Thompson. Kick out to Muhammad. Muhammad with the pass down low and the finish for Pringle. Anaya Muhammad, one of the better scorers in the AAC, but also very talented as a playmaker. And a steal from Pringle. Thompson pushing the tempo inside and finishes for two. Just what the doctor ordered for the Columbia Koalas, back-to-back offensive possessions finishing in points. 19-13, Lady Eagles in control. Columbia now in a different look defensively. Inside, brothers can't get the floater to fall. Van Dyke with the board, passing it to the other Van Dyke. And the deuce, that Van Dyke to Van Dyke connection coming through for Reinhardt, 21-13. Brothers checking Thompson. The kick to Muhammad, guarded by Grant. The hedge from Van Dyke and a steal from Grant. Amaria Grant thinks about rising, instead drives. Van Dyke in the post, counted and one. Van Dyke drawing the contact and finishing for two. Probably the more impressive part of that play is she did it with shoes that were untied. We saw her there taking a moment to tie her shoes up before shooting this free throw. Lady Eagle advantage back up to 10. It's 23-13. Van Dyke can't get the free throw to fall. Van Dyke's already received some AAC recognition this year. She's been one of the defensive players of the week so far this year. Again, last season as a freshman was a member of the all-defensive team. Figures to be right in the mix for yet another all-defensive season this year, currently leading the conference in blocks per game. Inside, Chloe Van Dyke with the steal. In and out dribble, throws it up. Will not fall, and that will conclude the first quarter. After one, the Lady Eagles shining at home. The Koalas reeling, trying to get back into it. It's a double-digit advantage. Welcome back to the Brown Athletic Center. The Columbia Koalas currently trailing the Reinhardt Lady Eagles. It's 23-13. Reinhardt defense shining right now. The Columbia Koalas trying to generate some sort of offensive consistency. Isaiah McCutcheon's back into the game, as well as Londacia Smith. Andre Ekwe-Blah in the game as well for Reinhardt, and a triple for Laura Werbun. That's exactly what Columbia needed. They need to try to find a way to get something to fall from downtown. It's going to be hard to get right to the rim against Reinhardt because of not only their perimeter pressure, but the front line that they have as well. But if you can shoot it over the top, that can make it more difficult for this group to try to defend. Unforced error for the Eagles. Turnover. Koalas trailing by 7. It hasn't been an error in offensive execution. They've had some good looks. They've gotten right to the rim a few times. They've had open looks from 3. They just need to get some shots to fall. So Thompson's going to get it and reset. The handoff. McCutcheon's defending Wilder. Wild, errant pass going over the head of Pringle. Possession back in the hands of the Lady Eagles. Now, when you have a team that's so stout on defense, what you cannot do is give them possessions like those. You can't turn the ball over. You have to honor every possession that you get because, truthfully, every possession matters. It's so difficult to try to generate offense against this group. Ekwe-Blah guarded by Thompson, thinking about attacking. Instead, dips it off to Van Dyke. 3 seconds in the key, called against Van Dyke. So 2 turnovers consecutively for this Lady Eagle ball club. And I spoke about it earlier in that first quarter that Reinhardt, they will have these momentary droughts offensively, and Columbia, they have to try to take advantage of that and draw closer and put more pressure on the Lady Eagles. Wild shot won't fall from Wilder, and Ekwe-Blah is going to receive it from Van Dyke. Niall Kemper in the game for Reinhardt. Dips it off to Smith. Ekwe-Blah to McCutcheon's. McCutcheon's trying to go to work. Great defensive play from Werbun. Ekwe-Blah on the wing. Thought about shooting. Crossover. Gets it back. Throws it up. Will not fall. Tremendous defensive possession from the Columbia Koalas. And this Reinhardt Lady Eagle team trying to find some offense. It has been a struggle here in the early stages of the second quarter. 7 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. The score is 23-16. Pass going to Werbun. We're going to get an offensive foul here. We saw an attempt at an off-ball screen from Natalie Pitts. Just a bit too aggressive on the play. Amaria Grant will re-enter. Audrey Ekwe-Blah will exit for the Lady Eagles. McCutcheon's receiving it, and she's going to bring it across the timeline. Some disjointed offensive basketball currently being played by the Lady Eagles. They're going to try to find some sort of footing here on this possession. Great play to Van Dyke, but she cannot finish down low. And that's exactly how Coach Campbell drew it up. Eagles just not able to get the shot to fall. Thompson trying to kick it out. Inside Pitts, corner, 3. It won't go. Rebound McCutcheon's. Eagles have numbers. Grant from downtown. Won't fall. Under 7 minutes to play. Columbia, they've been playing some great defense in this quarter, but so far only 3 points. They're not taking advantage. Right now, Reinhardt going through an offensive drought. I said it before, you got to try to take advantage when they go through moments like these. The Koalas had that early 3 in the second quarter, but that's the only points that they've had in this quarter. They have the advantage at 3-0, but the Eagles built that early lead. inside. Pringle with the hook shot. Pringle up to 6 points. It's 23-18. Reinhardt's lead cut to 5. They need a good offensive possession here. Londacia Smith back into the game. Grant thought about a 3. Smith gets it at the elbow. This shot won't go. Mackenzie Franklin attacking that offensive glass. Grant floater won't fall. A lot of contact on that one, but it's a play on, says the ref. Kick up the court. Wilder against Van Dyke. Wild shot won't go. This would be a chance for the Eagles to push the pace. Smith on the wing. Franklin trying to find something to do with it. She's going to take it for herself right in front of the rim, but can't get it to fall. 23-18. Thompson attacking, laying, won't go. Rebound and a foul. Columbia really attacking that offensive glass. Again, coming into this game, #1 in the AAC in rebounds per game. That front line giving them second and third opportunities at baskets. Natalie Pitts, first of 2, goes down. Pitts, the 5'11 freshman from Lamar, South Carolina, formerly of Trinity Collegiate High School. A perfect trip at the line for Pitts. She's now up to 6 points in this one, 23-20. The Reinhardt lead is just 3. Ekwe Blah in the game for Reinhardt. There is a lid on the basket currently for this Lady Eagle Ball Club. 4 minutes and 30 seconds passed through here in the second quarter, and they are still looking for their first points of the second. Van Dyke turnaround J won't fall. And the offensive drought continues for the Lady Eagles. Thompson going to work against McCutcheons. Pass to Wearbon. Tipped away by Grant. Thompson scoops it up. The switch. Pass into the post. Big to big passing. The shot falls. Newly entered into the game for Columbia, Ronnie Harper with the deuce. The Lady Eagle lead is just 1. It's 23-22. McCutcheons attacking inside. Floater won't fall. Lana Van Dyke entering in for Reinhardt. Gets the board and draws the foul. (23-22). Coach Campbell wants to have a conversation with his ball club. 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. The Koalas in the midst of a 9-0 run, and the Lady Eagle lead is just 1. Here at the Brown Athletic Center, and we have a barn burner on our hands, folks. It's 23-22. Reinhardt ahead by 1 against the Columbia Koalas. Coming into this game, Reinhardt 3rd in the AAC, Columbia 6th in the AAC. It's going to be Lana Van Dyke at the free throw line for a pair of freebies. First of 2 will fall. And the second will not. 50% from the line goes Van Dyke on that trip. 24-22. Columbia much more organized offensively. They're getting into their sets and getting any shot that they want, but a tremendous defensive play from Lana Van Dyke. The conference leader in blocks per game, showing what she does best there. Van Dyke averaging 2 blocks per game. That one her first of this one. Wilder going to work against Grant, trying to get it to Thompson. She does. Thompson half spin, faking, passing, drop off to Werebon. Werebon trying to work. 30-second shot clock violation from the Columbia Koalas. That stout Reinhardt defense stepping up. Putting the clamps on that offensive possession. Now the Lady Eagles trying to create some breathing room here. Their lead has been cut to just 2. Grant working on the wing. Spinning. Passing. Van Dyke inside. Won't fall. The other Van Dyke with the rebound. I had the pleasure of seeing Lana Van Dyke play last season as a freshman, and I was very impressed with the presence that she had down low, not just being able to get blocks, but being able to attack that offensive glass for this Lady Eagle team. Those second chances can really help jumpstart a group, especially in these moments where offense has been hard to come by. Great pass to Chloe Van Dyke, and she finishes the reverse lay-in. 26-22, Reinhardt's lead balloons to 4. Thompson, pass, spin, won't fall, offensive board, another chance won't go, but another old board. This one will not fall. 4th chance for Columbia. 3rd offensive rebound of the possession. Columbia trying to get up their 4th shot of the possession. Werebon pulls and can't get it to fall. Is that an offensive rebound? No, it will not be an offensive rebound, but the possession arrow goes in favor of the Koalas. This will be their 5th chance at the rim. AAC's #1 team in rebounds per game, living up to their reputation here at the Brown Athletic Center. Wilder going to work against Tria Blaylock. She pulls, it doesn't go. Columbia did a nice job of getting themselves back into this ball game. Lady Eagles trying to maintain their advantage. Fondacia Smith back into the game for the Lady Eagles. Franklin at the free throw line. She rejects the screen and gives it off. Brothers on the attack. This one won't fall, but a foul. 2 minutes, 32 seconds remaining. The score is 26-22. Advantage Reinhardt. The home team jumped out to a 10-point lead in that first quarter. Columbia Koalas used a 9-0 run to get themselves back into it. Score is 27-22. Thompson bringing it up. Handoff goes to the newly entered Anaya Muhammad, who draws the foul. Two minutes, 17 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Anaya Muhammad, the native of Greenville, South Carolina, formerly of Woodmont High School. Again, Muhammad, one of the conference leaders in points per game. So we're having a conference here. Curious about the conversation. Just trying to get some clarification on who that foul will go against. And we're ready to play on. Pass down low. Pringle working against Van Dyke. Draws the foul. As stout as this front line is defensively for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles, the Columbia Koalas, they have not been afraid at trying to get right to the rim against them. That combination of Natalie Pitts and Chandria Pringle doing a nice job of attacking down low. Yes. 27-24. So one Van Dyke will exit, one Van Dyke will enter. Chloe sits, Lana enters. 27-24. Again, this has turned into a good old-fashioned barn burner here at the Brown Athletic Center. Franklin trying to get it to Blaylock, but a steal from Thompson. Thompson trying to attack. Hands it off, but that's going to be too many steps. Thompson tried to get right to the rim, but she did not have numbers. 3 Lady Eagle defenders surrounding her. She had nowhere to go. Brothers taking the screen. Lana Van Dyke in the post. She has a switch. Tried to get the ball. They didn't see her. Smith scoop lay-in, won't fall. Rebound for Pringle. Pass ahead. Wearbon off the rim. Pitts inside. Rejected by Van Dyke. Just over a minute left to play here in the first half. Smith pulls, and it goes. Mondacia Smith up to 9 points here for the Lady Eagles. 60 seconds left to play in the first half. Reinhardt up by 5. The floater off the glass. Banks usually not open on Saturdays, but it appears to be open for Micaiah Thompson. Her 5th and 6th points of this game. 29-26. Van Dyke to Blaylock. Looking for pick and roll action, but the steal poked away by Muhammad, and she finishes the lay-in over Van Dyke. The Eagle lead cut to just 1, 29-28. All of the momentum in favor of the Columbia Koalas. Up to Van Dyke, and another steal. Natalie Pitts corrals it. And Thompson's going to slow it down for Columbia. They want to hold for one shot. The shot clock has turned off. 8 seconds remaining. Handoff to Wearbon. Wearbon taking the screen. Wearbon shoots it, won't fall, and that will conclude the first half of play. This initially looked to be a runaway game for the Lady Eagles. The Koalas battling back. It's 29-28 advantage Reinhardt. And this appears to be an instant classic here at the Brown Athletic Center.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Pasta and chocolate dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Welcome back to the Brown Athletic Center. The Reinhardt Lady Eagles currently locked in a tight battle with the Columbia Koalas. The score is 29-28. Advantage Reinhardt. The Eagles jumped out to an early 23-13 lead after the first quarter, but they went through a nearly 6-minute drought of scoreless basketball in the second. The Koalas utilizing a 9-0 run to make this a ball game. Right now, leading the way for Reinhardt, number 5, Londacia Smith. Smith, 9 points, 4 of 7 from the field. She also was able to get a 3-point shot to fall. Meanwhile, leading the way for the Koalas, Micaiah Thompson. Thompson, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, 2 of 4 from the field. That front line of Pringle and Pitts also with 6 points apiece, and they have made their presence felt in this ball game. Getting set to resume play here in the third quarter. The Lady Eagles, they want to get off to a fast start. Grant trying to kick things off, and she does from downtown. Amaria Grant had the first points of the first half, and she does so here in the second half as well. 3-point shot, 4-point lead. Inside, a lot of contact, but it's Pitts down low for the cleanup. 32-30. Columbia again going into that matchup zone look. The Eagles trying to get the ball to the middle and converge that zone and see if they can create some open opportunities. McCutcheon's with it. Passing it to Grant. Grant attacking, shooting, missing. Mackenzie Franklin again on that offensive glass. Londacia Smith thought about a 3, takes one step inside, but can't get the deuce to fall. The Eagles attacking that offensive glass. Mackenzie Franklin, she's been very active on the boards. That time Reinhardt not able to convert on the second chance opportunity. 32-30. Chance here for Columbia to do something that they have not been able to do all game long, and that's tie it up. Pass was tipped, and it will go back into the hands of the Koalas. Columbia, they found some sort of offensive consistency there in the second quarter. They want to find some type of continuation, but Mackenzie Franklin denying Thompson at the rim. Great pass ahead to Smith, but Smith cannot corral it. Mackenzie Franklin, again, a tremendous presence down low. That front line flexing its muscles yet again for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles. 32-30. 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Hands from Van Dyke, but she doesn't get back to Pringle. Pringle not able to convert from deep. Smith's going to bring it up and passes it to Grant. Corner, Chloe Van Dyke knocks it down. Chloe Van Dyke, 3-ball corner pocket, 35-30 Reinhardt. Thompson the handoff to Warebaum. Inside, Pitts working against Franklin, draws the foul, very nearly setting up a 3-point play opportunity. Instead, she will go to the line, shooting 2 free throws. Now Reinhardt's front line with both Chloe and Lana Van Dyke, as well as Mackenzie Franklin. They made their presence felt throughout this game. But the front line of the Koalas, led by Pitts and Pringle, they've done a nice job of keeping the Columbia Koalas in this one. Pitts has been effective both on the glass and scoring the basketball. That's points 9 and 10 for her. Pringle, she has 6 points and 5 rebounds. 2-3 zone here for Columbia. A great pass and great finish for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles. And a steal from McCutcheons. And a deuce for good measure. 4 points in short order for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles. And the Koalas are going to have a conversation. 39-32. Reinhardt a quick 4-0 run, and they stretch out their advantage. Set to resume play here in the third quarter. Reinhardt sporting a 7-point advantage. Columbia cut the lead to 3. A quick 4-0 run has Reinhardt in the driver's seat. Columbia in need of some type of, again, offensive consistency. They found it in that second quarter, but so far here in the third, the Reinhardt Lady Eagle defense starting to make life difficult. A steal from Chloe Van Dyke. Hit ahead pass to Smith. Smith inside, gets fouled, and she's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Reinhardt Lady Eagles #1 in the AAC in opponent points per game, surrendering just 54 points a night. Chloe Van Dyke down low, getting the steal, hitting Smith ahead for the pass. Smith's going to get a chance to add to that Reinhardt advantage. Six minutes, 47 seconds remaining. Londacia Smith has been a nice addition for this Reinhardt Lady Eagle ball club. Her first season with the Lady Eagles. 10.3 points, 5.5 rebounds as well. And we're used to Reinhardt having 1 or 2 players lead the way offensively. It's been more of a committee approach this season. But Smith, she sits at one of those big girl seats for this Reinhardt Lady Eagle ball club on the offensive end. Stolen by Van Dyke. She tries to finish it herself, and she does. Coast to coast for Chloe Van Dyke. Reinhardt's lead back up to double digits. Nia Muhammad back into the game for Columbia. Jada O'Brien also in the game for the Koalas. Pringle trying to go to work on Van Dyke. Hits on the elbow, drop stepping, shooting, finishing. What a move from Natalie Pitts down low. Brings it back to single digits. And a turnover from Reinhardt. So far in this game, Columbia, they've done a nice job of answering the bell at times, but it appears that every time they get a bit closer, Reinhardt has an answer. They're in need of another run here. 43-34. Reinhardt Lady Eagles out in front. O'Brien with the pick. Chloe Van Dyke stealing it on the hedge. Another coast-to-coast opportunity here. Count it and one. Chloe Van Dyke, the hoop and the harm, and she has a chance at a 3-point play. And that Van Dyke family, they have to start wondering if there's some sort of NIL deal that the Reinhardt women's basketball program can provide them with. They have given the Eagles two very phenomenal players over the course of these past few seasons. Lana made her presence felt early on as a freshman last year. Chloe doing the same this season. Audrey Ekwe-Blah back into the game and forcing the turnover. That's too many steps. Ball will go back into the hands of the Lady Eagles. Isaiah McCutcheon's back into the game. She enters from McKinley Brothers. So this third quarter with just under 6 minutes remaining, looking much like the first. Reinhardt, great offensive execution, and their defense making life tough on the Koalas. .12 advantage, and we know that Reinhardt's trying to hit another gear when we see them press. Ekwe-Blah right into the grill of Muhammad, making it challenging for her to even bring the ball up the floor. A bit too aggressive defensively. Muhammad draws the foul. She's going to go to the line to shoot two freebies. Naya Muhammad coming into this game, one of the league leaders in points per game. 13.5. So far, it's been a struggle for her offensively coming off the bench for Columbia. Currently, Anaya Muhammad with just 2 points, so you would think that they need to see her start to get going before they feel comfortable with their chance to win. Obviously, it's easier said than done when it comes to trying to attack offensively against this Reinhardt group as Muhammad misses at the free throw line. So many talented perimeter defenders. They put plenty of pressure on the ball. McCutcheon's trying to find Grant. Grant is able to corral it. Eagles getting that ball right to the middle of that zone on every single possession, it seems like. Grant's laying a bit errant. Thompson corrals it. Tamia Gaddis passing it to Muhammad, who finishes the lay-in. So Muhammad's trying to get more involved here in the second half. The Eagle lead has been cut to single digits once more. And a poke away from Gaddis. Gaddis doesn't have numbers, but she's going to lay it up anyway. The hoop and the harm for Tamia Gaddis. Gaddis, the 5'7" senior from Gadsden, Alabama. She's going to have a chance for a three-point play when we return. Reinhardt still out in front, but Columbia hanging around 46-39.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Krause Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Reinhardt Lady Eagles out in front, 46-39. The Columbia Koalas have done a nice job of hanging around Reinhardt on a few separate occasions. Looked like they were getting ready to go on one of those patented runs that we've seen on so many occasions here at the Brown Athletic Center. Instead, the Columbia Koalas just hanging around, giving themselves a chance. They are right in the thick of this one as they try to vault themselves up the AAC standings. Currently 6th in the conference. Chance at a three-point play for Tamia Gaddis. And she converts. 46-40 advantage Reinhardt. Isaiah McCutcheon's bringing it up. 2-3 zone look here for the Koalas. Again, just trying to jump the game up for the Lady Eagles and make them work hard on the offensive end. The Eagles have done a nice job against zone looks so far, getting the ball to the middle and finding ways to get it out to the shooters. Lana Van Dyke can't finish in the post this time. And here come the Koalas. Thompson stolen by McCutcheons. The Eagles trying to return the favor. McCutcheons pulls and finishes. Isaiah McCutcheons with the steal and the deuce. 48-40. Reinhardt lead is now 8. McCutcheons defending Thompson. Great pass to Pitts. Textbook pick and roll there for the Koalas. 48-42. Columbia staying in that zone look. They want to make Reinhardt work hard on the offensive end. The Eagles' execution has been nice against zone all day long, but the Koalas staying true to it. So Pitts threw it off the arm of Van Dyke, but they're going to say that Pitts stepped on the line beforehand. Mackenzie Franklin enters into the game for Reinhardt once more, and for the first time today, Taylor Collins also in the game. Collins, a redshirt freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia, formerly of McEachern High School. Van Dyke out to Smith. Smith tried to pass one more to McCutcheons in the corner. Instead, it's knocked away. Wayne, Collins, 3-ball. It goes. Taylor Collins, fresh off the bench, putting up a 3. Eagle lead back up to 9. We've seen that empty corner handoff work a few different times for Columbia. It's been a nice start of an offensive set for them on a few separate occasions. Tamia Gaddis got it. Dumped it down low to Pringle. Pringle drawing the contact. And she'll have a chance to cut into this Reinhardt lead. It has been tough sledding for teams trying to score consistently against this Reinhardt group. Columbia's done a nice job of executing offensively when it comes to getting the looks that they want. They just have not been able to get as many shots as they need to fall in order to have a lead in this one. But they're giving themselves a chance every time down. McCutcheons thought about a 3. Instead, it's a rejection from Anaya Muhammad. Thompson trying to push the pace. Thompson's lay-in won't fall, but it's going to be a foul by Londacia Smith. Reinhardt, a team that likes to push the pace. The Columbia Koalas giving them a taste of their own medicine. It's been a rough offensive outing for Anaya Muhammad, but she's made a few nice defensive plays, showing off her total package as a player so far in this one. It's Micaiah Thompson at the line, set to shoot a pair of free throws. First one will fall for Thompson. 2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. We've seen much more offense here in the third quarter than we did in the first two. Both teams offensively have really done a nice job of settling in, and we're seeing both groups getting the looks that they want. Right now, Reinhardt with the advantage here in the third quarter at 22-15. Collins in the middle, kicking it to McCutcheons. Inside Van Dyke, the lay-in will go. And every time Reinhardt can get a touch near that free throw line, good things happen for them offensively. That appears to be a point of emphasis as the Eagles try to attack this 2-3 zone. Thompson dipping it. Franklin with the steal. Columbia, they seem set on staying in that 2-3 again. When Reinhardt can get the ball into the middle, good things happen. Ekwe Blas' floater won't fall. Gaddis doesn't have numbers. She's going to try to attack anyway. The kick out to Muhammad. Reinhardt wanted a travel violation. Pitts out to Thompson. The triple. It goes. 3-point basket from Micaiah Thompson. That cuts the Reinhardt lead to 5. 53-48. Got to give the Koalas a lot of credit. They have taken some of the best shots from this Lady Eagle ball club, and they just continue to answer and fire back. Naya Muhammad again trying to make a stout defensive play. McKinley brothers will enter. Isaiah McCutcheons will exit. 65 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, 53-48. We've seen an offensive showcase breakout here in the third. Taylor Collins tried her hand at another three. Thompson has it. The Koalas spin move from Thompson, dropping the defender. One more to Muhammad. She can't get the three to fall, but Pitts with the offensive board. Pass to Muhammad inside. She loses it. That was a great move in transition from Micaiah Thompson. Put the defender on the floor. I don't think she noticed that she had a lane to the rim. We're going to get an off-ball foul here. Who is that one going to be called against? It's going to be on Audrey Ekwe-Blah. She's a very physical defender there on the perimeter. They're going to say she was a bit too physical there. We've seen a few fouls called on her, but if you're a coach, Tony Campbell, you want her to be aggressive on the defensive end. Those are fouls that you'll live with because you know that she's a playmaker on that end of the floor as well. So she may get a foul here and there, but eventually you feel like she'll get a steal. She'll get on the ground, dive for loose balls. So this time not going her way, but Coach Campbell not even blinking. He's going to leave her in the game. Turns out Ekwe-Blah will take a seat. Tria Blaylock now in the game. Bit of an offense-defense sub here. Blaylock known as a dynamite outside shooter. Van Dyke looking for a lane. Collins for three. Another one goes for Taylor Collins. Collins 2 of 3 from the three-point line. 56-49 advantage Reinhardt. The crossover from Thompson. Tried to dip it off the Pitts. Gaddis corrals it at the top of the key. Thompson calls for a screen. Van Dyke with the hedge. The pass to Muhammad. Muhammad's floater doesn't go. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Columbia wanted a foul on that last shot. They will not get it. An offensive explosion for both teams in the third. Reinhardt still out in front. They've stretched their lead to 7. Do the Koalas have yet another answer in them? Set to resume play here in the fourth quarter. Reinhardt out in front 56-49. And if Reinhardt is able to come away with a victory, one of the unsung heroes of this game would have to be number 32, Taylor Collins, coming right in for the Lady Eagles and knocking down a pair of triples. In a game that was a 1-point game after 2, Collins' 2 threes can be the difference. Eagle lead is now 7. Columbia, they've done a nice job of answering the bell on a few occasions. Do they have another answer in them? The rebound, the putback won't fall, but another rebound from Pringle. Thompson, Pitts at the top of the key, going to work against Franklin. Hits Gaddis. Shot clock down to 5. Thompson going to work. Draws the foul. The Eagles did a nice job of playing defense on that first possession, on that first go-round. But again, second chance opportunities for the league leader in offensive and defensive rebounding. Columbia is such a difficult team to contain on that offensive glass. Thompson's free throw will fall. Perfect trip at the line from Micaiah Thompson. 56-51. Columbia still in that zone look. Smith stepping behind the line. Grant has it. Collins, another good look at a 3. This one won't fall. Collins now 2 of 4 from the three-point line, but the way she shot it, you have to think every time she gets it, it has a chance of falling. Eagles able to rebound. They're going to have to gang rebound against this Columbia group. Corner ball, 3. Grant knocks it down. Amaria Grant from downtown, her third 3 of the ball game. Eagle lead back up to 8. Collins guarding Gaddis. Muhammad. She's trying to find her rhythm offensively. Steps behind the line and can't get it to go. The ball is loose. It's tipped away, and it will go back into the hands of the Koalas. Now, to my untrained eye, here at the scores table, it initially appeared to be tipped away by Gaddis. But this is why I'm such a big proponent of instant replay at the NAIA level, and that's something that I've said on numerous occasions. Columbia couldn't take advantage of their second chance, and a foul there as well. So the ball will go back into the hands of the Lady Eagles. I know the Eagle fans at home are saying, yeah, you see, ball don't lie, but if you're a fan of the Koalas, you'll probably just say, hey, just some miscommunication there for our group. Eagles ahead by 8, trying to extend their lead to double digits. Columbia is still in that zone look. Smith at the free throw line, and the mid-range shot falls. Every time Reinhardt's able to get a touch near that free throw line, good things happen for them offensively. It's now 61-51. Nia Muhammad being guarded by Amaria Grant. Muhammad dipping it to Pitts. Pitts working against Van Dyke. Muhammad, she's been quiet offensively all game long. Great double team there from Grant, tipping it away. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. 7 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the ball game. Baseline out of bounds. Thompson going to work. Spinning, shooting, it won't go. But folks, this is why you follow your shot. For all the young basketball players out there, if you see where it's going to fall off the rim, you got to go back and get it. Micaiah Thompson does a great job of it there and collects her own miss for the deuce. 61-53. Very nearly a turnover there. Grant saving it for the Eagles. Grant thought about another 3, step through, leaves it for Grant. Can't get it to fall. Eagles attacking the offensive glass, giving Columbia a taste of their own medicine. Fondacia Smith with the deuce. 63-53. Reinhardt lead back up to double digits. And we're going to get a timeout here from Columbia. Instead of stepping away, we're going to have a bit of a game reset here. 63-53. The Reinhardt Lady Eagles out in front. Currently leading the way for Reinhardt, Chloe Van Dyke, 17 points. For Columbia, she's gotten them into some nice offensive sets at points where the game could have gotten out of hand for the Koalas. It was Micaiah Thompson that did a nice job of getting them into an offensive rhythm and flow and really keeping them in the ball game. But so far, Reinhardt, they have found the plot. They have found the plan of how to attack this zone look that Columbia has thrown out there. The zone did a nice job of junking up the game in the second quarter, but Reinhardt, they've answered by getting the ball right to that free throw line on numerous occasions, and they've converted more often than not here in the second half. So we see again that empty corner handoff that's been so good to Columbia throughout this game. Anaya Muhammad driving right to the rim and finishing. 63-55. Right now, some ball pressure. The ball was tipped away, and it will go back into the hands of the Koalas. Pardon me, into the hands of the Eagles. So Columbia, they were sort of sitting back in a zone for much of this game, for much of the second and third quarters. We see now Columbia going into more of an attacking zone look. They want to put some pressure on the ball handler, make some of those entry passes a bit more difficult on the Lady Eagle ball handlers. Ready to trap Isaiah McCutcheons. Maria Grant in the corner going to work. Spinning, dumping it off to Franklin, who can't get it to go, but she's going to go to the line for two freebies. And after that offensive drought that Reinhardt went through in that second quarter, here in the second half, they've done a nice job of executing on the offensive end, even on possessions that don't end in points. They've done a great job of getting into their sets, staying patient, and finding good looks every time down. Franklin, a perfect trip at the line. Reinhardt lead back up to double digits. It's 65-55. Columbia running out of time here to make their mark. Ball was tipped, but Pringle able to keep it in possession, but that's going to be too many steps. Chloe Van Dyke challenged that one from the entry pass, and Pringle, she wanted a foul call there. So she's going to take a seat. Newly entered into the game, Deasia Feaster. Feaster, the native of Blair, South Carolina, formerly of Fairfield Central High School. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the game. Again, Reinhardt getting that ball into the middle. Smith, open, jumper, gets it to go down. Londacia Smith from downtown. Eagle lead is up to 13. Great defense there from Isaiah McCutcheons, making life difficult on Micaiah Thompson. And it's so difficult to be a ball handler for this, going up against those tremendous perimeter defenders that Reinhardt possesses. You really got to be on your P's and Q's out there against this group. Nice turnaround jumper from Natalie Pitts. Pitts has had a great game for Columbia. She's gotten it done in the post. She's been perfect from the free throw line. And when she has space, she's not afraid to let it fly from the mid-range area. Londacia Smith, 2 for $1. Can't get it to go. 68-57. Advantage Reinhardt. Again, Columbia running out of time to find their way back into this one. Meanwhile, the Eagles trying to fly their way to another AAC victory. Unsure what the whistle was for there. Are we going to get a technical foul? What will be the official call? So the refs going to the scores table on the other side to have a conversation. Again, uncertain on what led to that whistle. Might have been a clock malfunction. It does appear that that's what it was. Just a clock malfunction, so Columbia will retain possession. Trailing by 11. Pass to Pitts, tipped away by Franklin. Possession stays with the Koalas. A great defensive team like the Lady Eagles have been all year long. This is the point of the game where they really start to flex their muscles on this end of the floor. And we see it come up once more. Lady Eagles forcing a turnover. Smith, McCutcheons, the triple. No good. Pitts with the rebound, and Thompson gets it. Muhammad inside, the floater, count it, and one. Chloe Van Dyke swung that arm a bit too far. Anaya Muhammad able to get the lay-in to go. The hoop and the harm. Reinhardt's lead again cut to single digits. Muhammad, it's been a struggle for her offensively in this game. Can she finish strong and lead the Koalas to an upset victory? Three-point play is successful, 68-60. Four minutes and 18 seconds remaining. We've had a few clock malfunctions going on in this game, and right now on the case here at Reinhardt University, former football player Bryce Johnson. Bryce Johnson was a four-year letterman for the Reinhardt Eagles football team, and right now he has been tasked with fixing these clock malfunctions that we have seen. The officials, they've had to stop the game on a few different occasions. We're trying to get everything situated here at the Brown Athletic Center. The clocks have been turned back on. We'll see if Mr. Johnson did a good job or if he's going to have to make his way back over underneath the basket. So Mr. Johnson's going to take his spot back at the scores table, and we play on. 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Reinhardt ahead, 68-60. That pass a bit too far and a bit too long for Amaria Grant to retrieve. Koalas take possession. 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Micaiah Thompson bringing the ball up. Guarded by McCutcheons. Muhammad again trying to finish strong inside, draws the foul. She's going to go back to the line for 2 free throws. Anaya Muhammad has gained a much-deserved reputation as one of the most aggressive scorers in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. It has not been easy for her to get shots at the rim in this one. But right now, she's trying to take matters into her own hands here as this game winds down. First of 2 goes down for Muhammad. Now, we've seen the Koalas have answers throughout this game, but they're going to need a real surge here down the stretch. 3 minutes and 51 seconds remaining, 6-point lead. Can they get off the mat once more, or will the Lady Eagles be able to finish another AAC victory? It's winning time here at the Brown Athletic Center. We'll see which side comes out on top. McCutcheon's going to work. Hits Smith. Back to the middle. Van Dyke. Out to McCutcheon's again. The floater. No good. Chloe Van Dyke finishes inside on the second chance. That zone has not been kind for Columbia when it comes to the glass. Lady Eagles taking advantage. Muhammad again taking matters into her own hands. Pitts in the post. Turnaround J this time won't be true. Van Dyke's going to try to slow the tempo down. A steal from Micaiah Thompson. Koalas have numbers. Muhammad finishes with a nice lay-in. 70-64. Again, the Koalas cut the lead to 2 possessions. Got to think Columbia, will they be a bit more aggressive defensively? The Eagles have picked apart that zone look. Will we see some ball pressure from those perimeter defenders? McCutcheons gets down low, rejected by Anaya Muhammad. Thompson bringing the ball up fast and furiously, and she gets fouled by Londacia Smith. Some sloppy offensive play from the Lady Eagles down the stretch. 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. Kaya Thompson preparing to shoot a pair of free throws. Going up against a team that is not used to giving up this many points. The Lady Eagles surrendering 54 points per game on average. The Columbia Koalas now at 64 points with just a bit over 2 minutes remaining. Columbia, they feel very strongly about the way that they can play on the offensive side of the basketball. But they're going to need a few more stops to get themselves all the way back here in this one. Handoff goes to Smith. Van Dyke flashing in the middle. Smith all the way to the rim and finishes for 2. Londacia Smith with the lay-in. Much needed basket there. We're going to get a blocking foul. No, we're going to get a moving screen violation. So a moving screen violation against the Koalas. There was some confusion when it comes to the official's initial signal. It will be a moving screen, and Reinhardt will regain possession. Now under 2 minutes remaining. McCutcheon's going to work. McCutcheon's inside. The lay-in won't fall. Columbia running out of time. They're trying to push the pace. Muhammad in transition. Loses the basketball. A turnover, an unforced error. 94 seconds remaining, and at this point in the game, turnovers are so debilitating for your chances at coming back, because the Lady Eagles, they can take this shot clock all the way down. It is a possession-by-possession battle down the stretch, and Reinhardt can choke away the chances that Columbia has, and a basket would do even more to limit their chance to get back into it. But a turnover will keep the Koalas in it. The lay-in does not fall, and a blocking foul called against Londacia Smith. So Reinhardt a chance to choke away this game and limit the possessions for Columbia. Koalas able to force a turnover. So Lauren Wearbon will get an opportunity to cut into this Reinhardt lead. Wearbon's first free throw will not fall. One minute, 8 seconds remaining. Columbia now in the bonus. Werebon 0 of 2 at the free throw line. And that may be very difficult for the Koalas to overcome. Coach Campbell wants a timeout. 61 seconds remaining, and we're not going to step away. We're going to stay right here and talk a little bit about what we're seeing in this game. Again, Columbia, they've done a nice job of hanging around. They've had an answer for the many spurts of offensive dominance that we've seen from Reinhardt throughout this game. Lady Eagles have had a very nice offensive showing so far. 20 of 47 from the field. They're 7 of 13 from the line. But Columbia hanging around. They've been very aggressive trying to get to the rim. They've drawn plenty of fouls. Currently shooting 14 of 17 from the free throw line. But it has been Reinhardt doing what they can do to have a 7-point lead. They're a very tough team to beat here at the Brown Athletic Center. Now with 61 seconds remaining, Coach Campbell's squad trying to wrap up what would be their 8th AAC victory of the year. McCutcheons has it, going to work, and we're going to get a 10-second violation. That's always the danger when you call a timeout from the backcourt. I don't think McCutcheons even realized that the clock did not reset. She only had 3 seconds to get it up. 57.8 seconds left in this ball game. Micaiah Thompson being guarded by Isaiah McCutcheons. Columbia, they need to try to get points in a hurry. Pitts, the midi, no good. Loose ball, retrieved by Amaria Grant. And Grant gets out of that coffin corner. Stolen by Thompson. Thompson hit ahead to Muhammad, and Muhammad with the lay-in. 34.5 seconds remaining. Koalas trying to stay aggressive defensively. McCutcheons, pass, Smith, the lay-in goes. Big time deuce there from Londacia Smith. Shot clock has now been turned off. Inside, rejected by Van Dyke, and that may be all she wrote here at the Brown Athletic Center. Chloe Van Dyke has it, 10 seconds remaining. It doesn't look like we'll see a foul here. Spoke a little bit too soon. We will see a foul. Chandria Pringle with a foul there. Columbia not yet in the bonus, so they need one more foul to prompt a pair of freebies. But 7-point advantage for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles, and they're going to hold on to the ball and put the finishing touches on their 8th AAC win of the season. The hometown Reinhardt Eagles defend home court and win it 74-67. Columbia, they gave Reinhardt all they can handle. It was a 1-point game after 1 half of play, but the Lady Eagles using an offensive flurry in the second half to finish with the victory. Thank you guys for joining us for.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
Okay, so before we come over, can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but She's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. I appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course. So does Friday work?
Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll bring pizza.